Welcome to everyone. In today's podcast, we got Bucky again. It seems you were pretty much better in the match against Ali. We see now, according to your face. So, Oti sent me a photo yesterday. So, how was the match? And he kinda wrote me a message about cardio levels in rounds 4 and 5. So, can we discuss about that aspect of the game?
Yeah, so obviously it was very tense getting in there. Facing a guy that you've fought before was something new for me. I've never had a rematch in my career so far. And fighting a guy that I've lost to before was even more stressful. But just to give a breakdown of how the fight went, it was a unanimous decision victory for myself. I'm glad to announce 48-47 on all of the judges' scorecards. And just a breakdown of what happened in the fight. The first round was very good for me. Bit inactive, it was a bit of a counter fight on my behalf. I was just kind of waiting for Ali to press forward, and I was waiting to just leg kick him, pick him apart with teep kicks. That went well, punch to the body. And then second and third round weren't so well. Ali got me down. My jiu-jitsu, once again, wasn't what I wanted it to be. So obviously, I've still got things to take away from the fight that I can improve on. It was getting some good stuff in the ground. He almost got an armbar and I slipped out of it. And then in the fourth, I really started rallying back. The fourth, I actually injured my toe on my right foot. It's actually, I think I've severed a nerve in it, so that's not good right now. I'm still trying to get that recovered, so I'm going to have to wait a bit before I can get into training camp for that. And in the first round, it was just domination on behalf of myself. I hit him with an elbow, a big slash an elbow, rocked him with that. He was all over the place doing the chicken dance, and that kind of secured me the fourth, the first, and the fifth round. And like I said, 48-47, all judges' scorecards. It went my way, so I'm very happy with that.
What was the secret to your post-championship rounds cardio?
Just hard work, effort, going on runs, just sparring with mouthpiece in, obviously trying to get that, just the feeling of how it would be in the night. Using smaller MMA gloves, so you really have to put more effort into your punches. You can't just stay away. With big boxing gloves, you have to really get in there and big them, what it's like on fight night. So just preparation at its finest.
How hard it is to head into championship rounds against a guy with such a good cardio like Ali? I mean, let's be honest, Ali doesn't talk too much, and his cardio levels were outstanding in the previous fight, just like in this one also.
Just outman them, obviously Ali does have good cardio. That was never in question, but it's been the better man in there, just being the one who wanted it more. Maybe he got too comfortable being the one that won the last fight. I was still waiting to get that back. So I think that's what it came down to in the end. So it'll be interesting when eventually this trilogy, and there will be a third fight, trust me. Not to say that's what's in my immediate future. Of course, I did promise that win or lose this fight, I would be having my rematch with Dylan the Beast Duncan. So this is a direct message to Dylan Duncan. This is a call out. I want you next, and then once again, win or lose that, I tend to my business with the trilogy with Ali. It will happen, trust me. We need to get that back.
Yeah, Otis says he is not keen on sending you to pros yet. I believe he wrote me that.
Yeah, we're still staying amateur. I want to rally up at least like 10 maybe amateur fights before I go pro. Obviously my pro record's 0-0 right now, so we'll keep it strong. Obviously I lost my undefeated amateur record. I'm 3-1 now. But I'm just working on myself, I'm only 20. I'm not, getting to my prime even yet. I've still got 10 years before I reach that. I'm looking to get into the UFC by the time I'm maybe 25. That's what I'm looking at. So I've still got years left before I can even think about that.
So you're planning to fight Dylan next. Do you maybe have somebody else in your sights locked in potentially?
Oh yeah, Dylan's 100% next. That's what I'm focusing on. Dylan, I know he will see this. It needs to be done. I need to shut him up once and for all. I'm sure he wants that, obviously. Just like I want my win back against Dylan, I'm sure he wants this one back against me. And obviously he's been doing all sorts of things. Whether he denies it or not, I've heard rumours of Dylan travelling to Makachkala, Russia to train with Saparbeg Safrov, whether they are true or not, depending on what Dylan says, depending if he's wanting to keep his sources hidden. I know he's been getting better. I know he's been travelling the world. I know he's been in Serbia hunting for the Bulgarian cowboy to perhaps coach him in his next fight. So, Vlad, who knows, maybe next time you'll be across the octagon from me on Dylan's corner. But, it's all respect, So if he does come to you for coaching advice, you can feel free to take him up on that. I won't hold any ill feelings. But Dylan is 100% next. Ali as well. Anyone else wants it, they can come get him.
Well, if Dylan comes here, I can guarantee you if he is southpaw, I can help him a lot. If he is right-handed, then this might be a problem for me, I can help southpaw fighters a lot. I mean, because that is my natural stance. But when a right-handed guy comes to train with me, that's usually, I mean, I can, but that's usually a big problem because I ain't got used to, that's different stance and,
Yeah.
but
I think he was, I think maybe Dylan was just looking for a bit more of maybe the mental support. Obviously, you're a very inspirational guy. So maybe Dylan was just kind of hoping for you to inspire him in the rematch, as well as obviously the coaching and the striking advice, obviously that, but maybe there was something a bit more to him wanting your help.
absolutely. So, which aspects of the game you plan to work on in the future?
Jiu-jitsu, definitely. I said that after the first fight, and I'm still feeling it. The downfall of me losing the second and the third rounds were getting taken down and being held on top. I've got a very dangerous guard, but I'm still not really getting to show. I was trying to do stuff from on guard, but Ali was just suffocating me from there. Jiu-jitsu. My striking is at an unreal level of what it's at right now. That's just being truthful. But my jiu-jitsu does need improvement. I'm still working on that.
Do you think that your defensive game plan kind of surprised Ali?
I would say so. I think the way he was talking at the press conference, he was ready to just go out there and flatten me immediately. But whenever he went forward to me, got leg kicked, and then he kept going forward, get leg kicked, and his leg kept getting chewed up. I watched quite a lot of tape on, obviously, Bucky Ivanov, who's a very good counter striker, and I watched a lot of good tape on Muslim Salikov, who I followed his game plan very well. I've seen a lot of tape on Muslim Salikov, and I kind of followed what he used to do. Guys pressure forward, they tried to get in, it'd get caught off with their legs. Bit of a Giga Chikadze as well. He's very just good. My kicking game in this fight was unreal, that's what I'll say. And I think Ali wasn't expecting me to be so elusive, because anytime he tried to get in my range, he was getting kicked.
Well, I was actually expecting that you're gonna go defensively because, judging by what we talked, sometimes it's better to be boring and to win than to be the best fighter on the card and to lose. So,
Exactly. I was trying to make an exciting fight. Like in the fifth round, I was throwing a lot of spin and shit just for the sake of it. But early on, I was just determined on getting the win, to be honest. But later on, when I realised that things were starting to go my way, especially with a minute left in the fifth round, I was throwing knees and wheel kicks and everything. I was trying to get the crowd on my side by the end of it.
yeah. So, in the future, you plan to work on jiu-jitsu and you plan to work on more defense, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
How hard it is for an offensive-minded guy to completely change his fighting style?
Mind of a champion, minded of a future UFC competitor. The fact that you can't just rely on what you know, you have to adapt to whoever you're fighting. That's just the way it is. If you're fighting a guy who's got to just immediately go for your legs and try to rip your knee off, you need to work on takedown defence and be able to sprawl and be able to get them off you. And when you're facing a guy like Ali, it's not the best idea to go in there trading with him, because it will put your lights out. I felt that in our last fight in the fourth round. They caught me with a big shot, got me down. I wasn't about to let that happen again. I wasn't about to just trade with him. I only started really putting out there when he was hurt, when I hit him with the elbow. So it's some people just aren't made for the sport. Some people will try it out and then they can't adapt. But people like you and me, Cowboy, we can obviously adapt in the ring. We can adapt in the moment. So changing from a guy who likes to just go in there and putting pressure down to the body to a guy who's circling around the outside, just putting out deep kicks, throwing out jabs, it's hard, but it's necessary in this game.
When I was younger, I used to be more offensive, but as the years came, I realized the back foot is more my style. I don't know, if you pair me with another counter striker, I think that promotion would have never wanted to watch me again. It would be extremely boring.
Yeah, well, I have heard word about you, Cowboy, that you've signed up for some sort of YouTube fighting event. So have you got an update on this? How's that going?
They haven't responded yet, but it's elitefighters.tv. That's a Polish promotion. So I wrote in the demand that I want to fight another YouTuber, as I'm not a pro. So if there is another YouTuber, I would be keen on fighting it. I mean, let's be honest. YouTubers, you have some who only talk shit, and you have others who know something. So I consider myself a YouTuber who knows something.
Exactly, I would as well. Obviously, have you got anyone specifically in mind that you'd want to step aside from John Morgan, obviously? But at this point, I think he's too much of a pussy to even accept. Have you got any YouTubers in the local area that you think you could be a good matchup against?
Well, I have never thought about local guys like from Serbia. There was a guy. TikToker who challenged the best Serbian prospect like Marko Bojkovic, and this guy pissed him up. And I asked Marko, can you please let me fight that guy? And Marko was laughing. He said, but I pissed him up right now, and that guy didn't want to fight me. He said, no, I just want him. And I asked Marko, why doesn't he want to fight me? Because you, and Marko says, I know you're not a fighter, but you would piss him up for sure.
Yeah, well, that's just what you're there for, lad. You can put on a spectacular KO of that loudmouth guy. But obviously, hopefully that comes true. I mean, I'm just dying to see you step in the cage. I'm just dying to see a real fight with the Bulgarian cowboy, and I need to see that right now. I'm all for it right now. It's 2 months in a row that I've fought, going past into the 4th round. So I'm just ready to sit back for a bit before even getting to training camp, heal up this toe, and hopefully when I'm healing up this toe, getting surgery done, that I can watch a Bulgarian cowboy step in the octagon. That'd be very nice to see, and hopefully eventually, maybe. And this might be just a dream here, but one day I do want a card that is headlined by myself against either Dylan the rematch or against Ali in the trilogy, and the co-main event can be the Bulgarian Cowboy versus John Morgan. I think that would sell over 1 million, to be honest.
That would be absolutely. But for example, if you make something good in Scotland, you notice, some other YouTuber. I mean, if the paycheck is good, I could accept if it's another YouTuber. Why not? But if it's a good paycheck, of course. But I would do it. Why not? I mean, people are always saying, in my state, people are extremely boring. They are constantly saying that I have no skills, But of course, I can't fight a professional fighter, but I can fight a YouTuber without any problem. I mean, whoever he is, even if he's trained, if he's a YouTuber, I believe I would have at least 30%. If he's not trained, then maybe 95, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree. I would put the house on you against whoever you're going to fight. But yeah, that would be amazing, man. Just an all card here. Maybe we can get it in Glasgow. Maybe we can get it in the Hydro or something. Just me and you in the same card. I think that's money. I think that would get over 1 million pay-per-view buys.
That would be outstanding. That really would be outstanding. But I mean, even if that promotion doesn't respond, there are always other promotions, other ideas. If I keep growing my popularity, maybe some call will come one day. And also, I plan to purchase something to help me with my optimizing of my content. I really plan to purchase something and to get even more famous. So we'll see how it's gonna go in the next few months or years.
Yeah, that sounds great. One other thing I want to mention about I feel like I've talked about myself enough here. Something I did want to mention about the Bulgarian Cowboy is I've got to give you a shout. I've not been able to say it myself personally yet about the sleeping streams that you've been doing recently. I mean, it's just incredible stuff. I seen there was one last night, I think it was, and there was another one before that. I think you've only done 2. But our whole gym, our whole team loves them. They're just so entertaining. And obviously, thank you very much for modding Otis on the channel. He was very, very grateful about that, about being a mod. But yeah, keep up the sleeping streams, man. There's something else there. They're special.
Well, I only give mod to somebody who really helped me in my life. I mean, it doesn't matter whether he is a member or not. It only matters whether he helped me or not. Like, Ranch Kepper, he helped me. BC Dave helped me. Otis helped me. And I'm gonna mod MMA Halls soon.
Of course. I don't think MMA hosts do interviews, but obviously, Vlad, you have a lot of connections in YouTube, so it would be great to get my name out there somewhere. If you could maybe promote me a bit to MMA hosts, that'd be very well appreciated. But of course, I'm not putting on any pressure.
I can ask Moss. That's not going to be a problem. I can ask him. This week is lined up, but I can discuss with him next week because they just returned of the vacation. They were 1 week on vacation. They now celebrating 5-year anniversary. This week is lined up, but I can ask him for next one. That's like not a problem, but we'll see. They are really, really great. A really great promotion.
Of course, that would be very well appreciated. We're keeping this. Yeah. We're keeping this relationship between across the ocean here going, promoting each other, getting our fans to know about each other, getting recognised in the street by other people. It's a great relationship we've got here. I'm very grateful for it. I'm very glad that it exists.
Thank you so much. Anybody you'd like to greet or send regards right now?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you noticed, lad, but I did decide after my last fight, I got a good amount of cheddar after that. I did decide to sell get a new Hawaiian shirt. This time it's a bit more kind of green, a bit more turquoise. You know, this is my third one. I've got a red one. I've got a blue one. This one's a bit more kind of mint in colour. It's got some cockatoos on it there. You've seen the movie Rio, a good animated movie there. That's a good movie. The villain in that movie is a cockatoo, so I thought that was a good little addition there. I just wanted to put that out there. Obviously, my Hawaiian ancestry sticks out there. I don't know if you noticed, but I think I got tested and I'm 40% Hawaiian. I've got a lot of Hawaiian blood in me. My grandmum is actually Hawaiian, believe it or not. So it does mean a lot. Maybe fighting one day in Hawaii would also mean a lot. But just for shouting to people, obviously shout out Ali the Poontang Preston. Great statement there with you again, mate. It was a lot of respect after the fight and the trilogy all the way done. Big message, Vlad. If you could title this video Drew Graham's call out to Dylan Duncan, because I need Dylan Duncan to know that he's next. He's not getting anywhere. I know he wants to fight me. I want to fight him. We're getting on here. We'll have a press conference, I'm sure of it. Maybe a couple of them. Maybe Dylan can get on here by himself to speak his mind. I don't want to just suffocate him in with all my words, but that is 100% next. Shout out to my gym. Shout out to Oz. Shout out to Robert Hughes, the little fat bitch. Shout out to John Morgan, the little pussy. I'm not taking the fight. I hope he hears this as well. I can listen, lad. If he doesn't want to fight you, he can fight me. We can take him out one way or the other. And of course, last but not least, shout out to you, Vladimir Vlad. Thank you very much for this, man. It's very appreciated. That's it. I channeled your energy in the rematch, and when I delivered that big elbow that rocked him, that was all the power of you, my man. So just thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much for this interview. I'll put it to creation now, and when it finishes, we'll release it on my channel.
Let's go.
All
See you
right.
there, cowboy.
Have a great day.